Good day, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. You're watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. As always, I'm your host for today's show. My name is Danny Kambwa, and I've got an amazing lady with me in studio. Goes by the name of Shahana. Okay, she's a social worker from an amazing organization called the Parent Center, and we are here to talk about parenting. Okay, positive parenting in particular. So, for those that's watching at home, if you're a parent or about to be a parent, and this show might just be for you, if you know of anybody that is in that phase or in that stage, grab them along and have them sit in and have them be part of this conversation. So, firstly, welcome to the show, Shahana.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Yeah.
So, for those that's watching for the first time, before we get into more details about why we're here today, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, so I'm a mum. I've got 3 children, grown children.
Yeah.
21-year-old and 19-year-old daughters and a 14-year-old son.
Wow.
So I've been through the stages and now it's mini adults.
Yeah.
And it's very different and very exciting. But I think the beauty part of being at the Parent Center is that I've been through the process with my children and I have the ability to understand what parents are going through when they come to us because I've had my own kids and just working through that way. Yes.
Yeah. So you've had the personal experience, basically, so to speak.
It's still
Wow.
going on.
Still going on. Yeah, it never stops. So speaking about history,
Yes.
let's speak about the Parent Center. How long has it been in operating now?
So the Parent Center has been around for 36 years.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
we're based now in the Wynberg area. That's our head office, but we have satellite offices around the city because we interact and we engage with the community as well. Over the 36 years, we've actually done phenomenal work. Our main aim is to enable parents and caregivers to raise resilient children, raise children who are well balanced, raise children who are responsible and can become the future adults. So we've impacted a number of parents and caregivers, about 235,000 over the 36 years. We also work with community-based organizations, with schools. So we've professionals, we've probably impacted about 20,000.
Wow.
And in total, I think with children who they're responsible for, probably close to 650,000 children over the 36 years. So we've actually had a very good run in our community.
Wow, that's a big influence,
Yes,
and
yes.
big impact.
Yes.
So when we speak about the organization and the influence and impact that you guys are making in the community, what exactly are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 4 particular programs that we run, and that will cover lots of areas of a child's life.
Yeah.
We work with parents, not specifically with the children themselves.
Okay.
We work with anybody that is a parent or a foster parent or caregiver, and that ranges from a sibling, a babysitter, a school teacher, a community worker, a grandparent. Those are all caregivers and significant people in the child's life.
Okay.
We have the 4 programs, like I said. So the one is the parent-infant program, which is from pre-birth up until after the child is born. We have a teen parenting program, which is specifically for teenagers who have become parents. We have a capacity building program, which is enabling people to develop skills and have workshops, equip them with the tools to become parents as such.
Yeah.
And we have a counseling support program,
Okay.
which is open to anybody that engages with children.
Okay, so that is open for anybody. So if we break it down, and we'll tackle one program at a time. The first one you mentioned was
The parent-infant
the
program.
parent-infant
Yeah.
program. So is that before the child is born or after the child is born, but as an infant?
Okay, so it's a home visiting program there,
Okay.
where our team goes out into the home of somebody that's pregnant already, and they prepare and they help this parent, mother and father, to engage with the child that will be born. So they prepare the parent in terms of helping them understand what birth will be like and what chaos will come after that. Because often we don't realize that there's chaos after the tranquility and the calmness of being pregnant. And they assist and equip them in that way. So it's the pre-birth, the birth, and after-birth process. Because the important part there is to assist the parent and the caregivers in attaching to the child and allowing the child to gain some trust, to gain the attachment, which is a very big developmental skill which needs to be learned. And if the parents themselves are not sure what to do, how to do it, our team will go out and support them in their homes, guide them with example, breastfeeding, when to take a nap and how to have self-care for yourself, how to engage other people in your home or your community to assist you that way. how to change a nappy,
Yeah.
how to develop some sort of routine in the unroutine structure of having a child, and just engaging with what happens in your own body and your own emotions after having a child, and now realizing I have lack of sleep. I have no energy, but I've got this child that's needing me all the time. So it's a very interactive process that our team would do at the infant program, yes.
Wow, it sounds like a very personal thing, like
Yes,
a very personal approach
Yeah.
where you have the mother or the father, with the child. So have you guys ever experienced or been in a situation where, there is maybe, for example, a disabled child or a premature child, and, having to guide the parents as to how to care for that child? Has that ever been a problem?
So I don't work in that particular program,
But
but
you
from
guys-
what I know,
okay.
yes, I do know that we face with anything that life presents.
Okay.
And
Wow.
our team is equipped. If it's something that is not within our field and our specification, we do then able to refer the parent to the necessary support structures. So we engage with other organizations in the community that would do that. And whatever it is, whether it's a disabled child or not, an able-bodied child, there's still a need to connect with the child, connect with this baby, still be able to show love and care to this baby, still be able to attach to the baby in a way which is needed, because that's a basic skill. The survival skill of their physical needs are being met, but also the sense of being attaching and feeling belonging, and that is important, which is what we focus on.
Wow. So when you go into these people's homes, and try and assist them, what are the challenges do you guys come up with, or what are the challenges do you face in a regular basis? I see that smile
I think
there.
anything and everything. I think we just got to be prepared for anything and
Okay.
everything, because life's like that. Life's dynamic, and we got to be prepared. One of the beauty parts of our organization is that most of us are parents.
Yeah.
In order to be able to work in this environment, simply because it's not about the theory, it's not about being a professional, it's about being a parent, having been through your own struggles, having been through your own challenges, having been through your own rejoicing, exciting times. And that's when you can engage with this new parent one-on-one to be able to say, I know what you're going through, I've been through that, this is what helped me. Or I have a colleague who actually has a child or a niece or a nephew that has this condition, and this is how. So we're using our professionalism, but we're also using our real authentic selves in the process. So whatever you're faced with, it's okay.
Wow.
And if you don't know, I'll find out, we will refer you, we will get some support and advice.
So you will make a way, basically.
Absolutely,
And it's
yeah.
it's brilliant because you guys have experienced it firsthand, because you are also mothers too. Wow. So we're gonna take a short break quickly. For those that's watching at home, guys, if you're a parent, a new parent, I urge you to stay tuned, sit tight in your seats, guys, because when we come back, we'll continue that conversation. So do not go anywhere. Be back after this. All right, guys, welcome back. If you just tuned in, you're not too late. You're watching Open Studio right here on Cape Town TV. As I mentioned earlier on, we've got an amazing young lady with us in studio, who goes by the name of Shahana. All right, she's from an amazing organization called the Parent Center. Okay, she's a social worker in the organization. And if you just missed it, we spoke a little bit about her past and also the history of the organization. Now we're moving into a little bit more details about the programs, what they do, how they do it, and how it can benefit you. All right, so just to continue our conversation, we spoke about the first program that you guys...
the infant program.
Yeah, the
yes.
infant program. Now we're moving a bit deeper now.
Yep.
The teen parenting program, which is a hot topic, so to speak, because teenage pregnancy is one of the... It's a problem within our society, within our country. So just tell us about that particular one. How does your organization, get involved and help?
Sure. So this is actually it's a beautiful program. It's a 20-week program that we run in schools and in community. So again, our team would go out into the community to do this, simply to offer support to teenagers who have become parents. And like you're saying, it's a very rife situation in our community. It's something that cannot be ignored. And us as adults who've become parents find that there's chaos and find that there's confusion as to how to deal with a baby. So you can imagine a teenager who probably has not expected this position, who is feeling very disappointed, who is feeling confused, who's probably feeling embarrassed, who's feeling unsure about their life, and now they're bringing another life into the society and not sure how to deal with it. There may be rejection and abandonment from parents and society or friendship circles. So our team would then go out and support these teenagers with the dual role of still being a teenager, because they're still trying to figure out who they are in society, what is their role and what are they all about, where does their self-esteem come from, but also then becoming and preparing to become a parent, which is a different ball game altogether. So over the 20 weeks, our team will then work with these teenagers to assist them in that process and guide them, very much assisting them with their self-esteem, with acknowledging the situation they're in, guiding them as to what to expect in the process, and looking at support structures that they can count on as well, taking them through that. But also, if they are at school, helping them finish school, go through that process as well, and engaging with the organizations or the schooling system as well to assist them to be in that process.
And and how does the youth or the teenagers respond to this program? Because for some or for many, it's that time of their life where you can't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. For most, not everybody, but you have those that are remorseful of what has happened and they want help, or the help they can get, and then you have those that just don't tell me. So how are they responding, and how do you guys approach them to make it work?
I think the nice thing is we create what we call an invisible web, because this child is probably very shocked and very confused and very embarrassed and just wanting to give up on life, so to speak. And we create this web around them of safety, a very safe, confidential space where we say, we are here to support you and help you. We understand what you're going through. We understand the challenges you're experiencing now. Let's assist you, because probably many of their family, of their friends, of their society and community are creating a negative stigma towards them. And this is one place where they're being accepted to allow to be able to engage with what is actually going on within them, and then the remorse and the difficulty that they're experiencing. So they're very willing, and then they find that it really guides them through that process, and it takes them on the journey one step at a time.
Wow. Yeah, so moving from there now, with the two programs that you just mentioned now, and how the organization is helping both teenage parents and also adult parents, and then you have the counseling, which is another program that you are running. And as parents, the unfortunate things happen in life. You get separations within parents, you get parents that abandon kids and leave them to the grandparents, you get, because of whatever the case may be, there's divorce and things like that. So what does the counseling program entail?
Okay, this counseling is actually a lovely program, because what it does, it engages people in a one-on-one relationship. So either both parents or one parent, anybody that engages with a child. So it can be a sibling, can be a grandparent, can be a teacher or a community worker. And we allow them to go through a very confidential process where our counselors then assist them with problem-solving skills, with relationship building, with understanding what are the dynamics of the challenge, where is the problem, and how to assist them in handling that better. Very often we look at the other person's self-esteem and their own understanding of what things need to be. Because sometimes parents come and say, you've got to fix my child. But it's not about that. Maybe the upbringing, maybe the cultural background, the misunderstanding of what the child is going through in society today needs just to be highlighted, needs to be supported. So we allow the parent or the person who is in counseling to be able to give them some awareness skills and to make them more okay with what is happening and assist them in that way.
Wow. And when we speak about families and relationships, like we mentioned, anything can happen. And when we speak about self-esteem, especially amongst the teenagers, how is the approach towards them? Do you guys have any difficulties in terms of bringing the two parties together, or once you've established what the problem is, how do you go forward in solving the problem?
Okay. So in the counseling, it's a process, and it just takes from whatever 6 to 8 sessions to longer, depending.
Okay.
And depending on what the situation is, we will engage. So even though we work with parents only, but we will then sometimes bring the children in or bring the other family members in to give them an assistance and to highlight where the challenges are, and maybe what we've picked up in terms of where some of the downfalls are, and then giving people perspective. Again, if the child needs support, we would then refer the child to another organization which deals specifically with children. Because it's one thing where the parent is getting support from us, but if the child is still in that home with the parent and the child is still struggling within their own selves, the child needs that support as well. The child needs a sounding board and an outlet to be able to vent their own feelings and their challenges, to be able to understand the difficulty. And I think it comes in with societal challenges. We have social media, which is the big thing, and parents don't understand, and kids feel parents don't understand. So there's this dynamic, which is a rife dynamic, and we will just engage with them. Sexuality is an issue that we talk about. The teenage challenges of just normal growing up. Parents often think, well, I wasn't like that, why are you like that? So we'll engage that way in the process of this family, assisting them and helping them just be a lot more effective in their communication, which helps them.
Wow. So it's a whole...
It's a dynamic.
Man, you know,
it's a fruit salad. It's a mix.
We're going to take another short break. Okay, this is very, very interesting. And I hope for those that's watching at home, you find this just as interesting as we do here in studio, and that you can be part of this conversation. So we urge you to stay tuned. You know, grab a few more people if you need to, and join us now after the break. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome to it. If you just tuned in, you're watching Open Studio right here in Cape Town TV. It's almost the end of the show, but you're still in time to learn something new. Like I mentioned earlier on, parenting is what today's conversation is all about. And I've got a lovely lady with me in studio, goes by the name of Shahana. And she's a social worker in an amazing organization called the Parenting Center, or the Parent Center. The Parent Center, there we go. So just to continue our conversation, we spoke about the different programs that you're running within the organization right now that is beneficial to parents. And teenage parents, you know, in particular teenage parents. And so bringing all of them together, you've got one more program that you mentioned is a capacity building and support. So just briefly on that one, can you tell us what is that all about?
Sure. So that is basically our training and support structure, where we offer workshops, we offer talks, we offer support groups as well, and that is open to anybody. So we often have people who are not parents, but want to come and learn and be equipped with some information. We have parents that come through who are either coping very well and just want to upskill themselves more. We have parents who are struggling and just wanting to support that way. We have grandparents, because remember in today's times, some of our grandparents are actually parenting their grandchildren. So we need to take that into account as well. We have professional people as well coming through to equip themselves. So we would do something like what we call the Positive Parenting Program, which is our most popular, and that is a 7-week program. So once a week, where we would then train the participants on specific things, starting with understanding what are the behavioral challenges, why does a child behave in a particular way, what are the developmental stages, so you understand that, okay, this is normal for that age, it's not a big issue, even though I feel it's a problem for me, you know, I can work with it, to understanding, okay, this is maybe a little out of context, what is happening in the family dynamics. Is it because we've moved house? Is it because there's been a death in the family? Is it because it's my 3rd child and I've gone back to work? Or am I smothering my child too much? So those kind of dynamics play in terms of understanding the behavioral challenges. We look at parent self-esteem. We look at relationship building. We teach specific skills on how to listen, how to talk. And then only we deal with discipline and problem solving, because the foundation of a good relationship is important first.
And it's like conflict resolution, you know, just to prevent that.
Yes.
And so do you think, as some of the teenagers, do you think they face challenges in raising a child because they themselves are still children?
Absolutely, I think we all have an inner child, even us as adults have a child within us, and we have challenges, but the teenagers probably a lot more, because they haven't been equipped cognitively.
Yeah.
So physically they may have been able to produce a child, but cognitively they're not ready yet, and they need that support and understanding. They need the guidance, they need the help, and if they are willing and open to whatever structures are important and assisting them. Sometimes the parents of the teenage parent need support too, and they would come into the program as well. And talking about that, we have a fatherhood program, which is phenomenal because fathers are parents too. And we often forget that part and the dynamic of the relationship. So our male team members would go out and do support groups and would run workshops for the fathers in particular as well. Fathers, parents are invited to come as a couple to our training programs, or we have specifically for men as well, so that it's a safe space for them to discuss the male challenges of being a parent.
Wow. And so with all these things happening, I mean, you must have a big group of individuals, that's offering up the time to do this. So how big is the parent center?
Our staff consists of part-time as well as permanent staff members. So I would assume in total we're probably close to 60. Maybe a bit more, so yes, and like I said, because we're not all based at the Wynberg office, a lot of them go out into the community and are based there in various parts of the community. We also have been asked to do talks and workshops, and we engage with other parts of the country as well, where we would go and offer our services, because there's such a need for it, and we are a unique organization in that way.
So so far or currently, which communities are you working on, or does it depend on where you are called?
No, not necessarily. We've been as far as Hout Bay, to Constantia, to coming down to Langa, Kalicha, Guguletu, the southern suburbs. Going up, we have some participants coming from the northern suburbs, as far as Kraaifontein, Kells River, Tableview, people from all over, because we are on social media. People access us through the website. We get court referrals, a lot of court referrals, so then people then do engage and do have to come to us. Schools ask us to do talks, and then the parents, they would engage with us that way. Corporates invite us to perhaps talk on a particular topic that their particular staff are challenged with, be it a divorce issue or single parenting or abuse, or parent struggles with just balancing their life of being a parent and a full-time worker. So we actually not limited at all to that, yes.
Yeah, and like you mentioned now, it sounds like all challenges matter, and they all play a role when it comes to raising a child. And it's not easy, because you have to provide, but at the same time you have to give your time and your attention where it is needed elsewhere, and can become challenging. And you guys are trying to make that seem possible. It is possible, but you are trying to make it seem even more possible for those that are. So,
I think sometimes, as parents, you feel like things are going wrong and nothing's going right. But actually, that's the time when something's going right. You just need to open your mind to it and to be aware and to say, okay, well, what is it that I need to learn from this? And okay, how am I going to then tap into a support structure that can assist me, so that I can then develop something further to enhance the relationship with me and my family members.
Wow. So for those that's watching at home right now that wants to be part of the program, or just want to learn a little bit more about you guys, how can they go about it?
So our head office number is 021 762 0116, and we have a website, www.theparentcenter.org.za, and then we are on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and just connect with us and find out what's available. Obviously, we will start programs probably from February of the year, but our counseling services start in January, and the other services as well, just ongoing support. If there isn't something happening in your community, we would then find a way of creating something to support parents if we have the need. Then
that's awesome. That's awesome. So if anybody, for example, you're starting in February and anybody comes late to the program, do they fall in or wait for the next one?
Probably wait for the next one, because it's a very specific structured program. It's a closed group once we start, because we want to create that safe environment, confidential environment, so people feel safe, and we have smaller numbers. We would do things like positive parenting and leadership, temperament training, sibling rivalry, a variety of, just find out what's available at that particular time, and then they can tap into that, yes.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much. Oh, that was a lot of good information, and you know, I pray that the viewers at home actually can take something home from this. And I thank you so much for coming
Thank
through.
you.
You know, we've come to the end of an amazing program today, and you know, and you've made that possible. So thank you so much. And for those that are watching at home, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Remember, do not miss out on the next opportunity. February is when it starts, so do stay tuned, do follow up, and know when you can get involved and get on board. So, from the Cape Town TV crew, guys, it's goodbye for now. Till next time, bye bye.